Welcome everyone, how's it going? How's it going? Just my levels here. How's it going, Akraz? How's it going, Egotist? Welcome guys, how you been? How you been? Man, there's a new Stone Rebel album, some songs from the beginning. I think it's new. Came out 1 day ago. This guy. He releases something new like every month, I swear. So it's my first time hearing it. Yeah, how's it going guys? What have you been up to? You been up to much? So this stream, what I did with the zoom level. Right, that's good. This stream we're going to finish up on the UI. Hopefully. So, fingers crossed, we're going to have the scroll view all sorted out, right? And it's called the scroll area. I kind of call it scroll view in the title, but in the thing I've called it, yeah. And then hopefully we finish this, we'll check around to see if there's any bugs. There's going to be bugs. We'll fix the bugs, and then we'll just double check the API is what we want it to be, and then we are complete-o. I am tired. Fair play, man, I get you. I feel you. Ugh. Wait, where's my tea gone? Speaking of tired, where's my tea? I leave my tea downstairs. 2 seconds, I need to get my tea. You reminded me, I am tired and I need tea. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back with my tea, so I can have him awake. How am I doing? Not bad. Not bad. A little tired, but all good. But yeah, just been working today, and it's going okay. I kind of realized at work that the solution I'd come up with didn't fix the problem I was looking for, so I had to rethink it. But I found a way to solve it now. So, you know, I'll finish the task tomorrow. It's just one of them where you're like, I'll finish the task today, and then you realize it's wrong, and you're like, ah. But it's cool. But yeah, the baby's been a bit upset lately. He's not been sleeping too well. He's been crying. So we're trying to get him like to have more his sleeps more scheduled, so he can sort of hopefully fall to sleep better, because it's just piecework right now. Right, so we run this. Here we go. So this is wrong. What's happening is the background, we cannot see the background image that we usually draw over here. So something to do with the scroll. So this is a whole scroll area we've added basically, and we should be seeing scroll bars here and all sorts of goodness, but we're not. Oh, we are. They're able to nudge it a bit to the left for some reason. I don't know what's going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove all of the content and try to get it to work with no content. Because the way the scroll view area works is it works with you have the content size and you have like the rectangle. And so this rectangle is the little view, and the content size is the thing you're scrolling around. So this thing, so they're both fixed. So ideally we should be able to see, with nothing in there, we should be able to see like the scroll bar basically. And if we're not, then that's a problem. So let's remove all of the content and just see what's going on. Right, so I'm not seeing anything. Not good. So let's go back to our scroll area. So yeah, I think we want to try and clean up this code today as well. Yeah, we should be rendering two scroll bars. So what should we? Is the question. Yeah. We always want to show a scroll bar. That's the way our system is designed. The UI is designed, I think. We always want to show a scroll bar. So these things are a little bit wrong. So we're going to print out the two. So we'll just start with the Y one first. So we'll say core print structure, and we're just going to print out the scroll bar Y rectangle. So should we also print out the rectangle that we're in as well? Okay, so here's our two rectangles. They're positioned on the screen. So basically we should be seeing this thing on the right at the top. Right, so this one, so the RG are just repeats of XY. So it's a little bit annoying, but it's just the way the printing thing works. It's like Clang's default print thing. That prints struts and stuff. Right, so the min is down here at this number, and then the max is like 300 up. Wait. Yeah, 300 up, and then like, is it 300 up? No, 600 up, and then 600, 700 across. Right, so there is a tiny bit of scroll, because it's 800 by 800 content size. So the Y rectangle, the Y scroll bar is X. Yep, that makes sense. Y 600 odd. Yeah, so somewhere up here. And then this one's saying, yeah, so that it's a little bit, right, it's got no Y. That's the reason. The Y height is not different. Okay, so that's what's wrong. So that means the X height is not, the X width, sorry, is not different on the X bar. It must be that way. Because it's basically copy-paste code. So I think we'll leave those guys in. I'm going to go up to where we work out these things. So Y max, wait, this one, plus Y height. Right, so that's a bit fishy there, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a core breakpoint, and we're just going to like see all of this stuff. In the debugger, because it's just the easiest way to sort of like view it, right? Okay, so we need, what's our scroll bar Y height? 0. Huh. So that means our ratio Y is 0. Yeah. Right, what's going on there? Scroll bar max. What? So the Y has something, so you expect to scroll Y at least. P scroll.y divided by scroll max dot y. Oh, sorry, scroll y is 0, right. Okay, so we can go back to our list code and see what is different there, because we did just copy and paste this from the list view code, right? And we made it work across 2 dimensions instead of just 1, because all we need is a Y scroll bar. And we end up breaking it somehow, so let's take a look into that. So let's go to UI list. Somewhere here. This one. Yeah, very terrible names. Ratio 2. Best name. So I guess this thing can be 0, that's fine. Oh, but the scroll bar Y start is calculated differently. I don't know what I... Okay. No. Maybe that's fine. Yeah, I think that was fine. Huh. Right, so let's put this in and we can sort of compare it. So this one needs to be compared with these guys. But then like the... Oh, I was looking at the wrong variables, that's why. It's these ones, the height of the bar. Dims times that, min dims. Yes, I think something's wrong there. Should we go back? The height, what does height mean again? Oh, I did ratio. Right, it was the wrong ratio. Whoops. Terrible naming, that's why. This one should be ratio dot x dot y. That's why. I didn't know what to name those variables, and that's why it led to confusion. Right, so here's our scroll bars, and obviously, right, this one is at the top. Here's the top scroll bar. No one. So this is obviously problematic, so we'll put that at the bottom. So your start Y, start X, Y is min and then your is this plus style scroll bar width. Voila. Wait a minute, wrong one. Okay, so now it's at the bottom. Fantastic. But what I want to do, right, is I want to make sure that we get a bit of scroll on the horizontal, because I really want to test out, you know. So we're going to up it to... So let's bring back, should we bring back all the content? Let's do it. And we'll up this to 1,000. So we've got a little bit of scroll on it. We should actually go a little bit more, because I want to probably bring the list view inside so we can test out scroll within a scroll, maybe. Right. So the background's not showing up for some reason. I don't know why that is. You would expect the background to show up. It's scrolling. Yeah, can I put a big image in the scroll layer? I thought I could, but it no worky. Right, so now I need to debug that rectangle. So the rectangle, like this is the one that gets modified, and it gets used again. You would just expect it to, like, it gets used fine. So I'm just hella confused. So where's my printing code? So print out 2 rectangles this time. And see how different they are. Oh, I got some negative values here. That is why. Man, such silly code. So what is this doing here? Well, the idea is that we are recompute the bounding box because, let's get Milton out. Should really do Milton a lot of the time. So we've got our like area, and then like there's this big bit of content that is scrolling around basically. But the idea is the viewable area is very terrible drawing, but it's this here, right? Excluding the scroll bar area. That's where the scroll bars go. So excluding that. So we're just we're recomputing. We're taking this rectangle here that you've got, and we're recompute. Wait, what are we doing? Oh wait, sorry. No, I explained that completely wrong. Right, so we've got this rectangle here, and the scroll bars and that go here. You pass in this rectangle here that goes on the outside. We want to give you back the content size rectangle. So you can go ahead and just stamp all your stuff in there. You can be like, oh, I want to put some stuff there, some stuff there, some stuff here, and you know, you can sort of like sort that out. Right. So we just got to recompute that is all. So the rectangle is bottom left origin. So, but the scroll is sort of like top to bottom. It's a bit confusing. The scroll is going top to bottom. So the problem is the y-axis. Of course it is. Oh, is it computed twice? What a silly bugger I am. Thank you. Oh. Yeah, that should have been min. The min is equal to the max y take. That. Thank you. Yeah, let's copy paste there to move it around. Rightio. And would you look at that? So here's the thing, right? We don't have any clipping enabled yet, and it is a little bit annoying. Because you can't, it's in the way of everything now. So should we just get the clipping working? That should take 2 seconds. Because we've got the clipping shapes going on. So in widget start, what we do at the bottom is we sort of like keep track. There's basically this thing called widget info, very terrible name, but there's like a stack of this going on. Hey, I'm Payne, welcome sir. There's a stack of these guys. So every single time we say start a widget, it puts it on the stack. Every time we say start another widget, it puts it on the stack, puts it on the stack. And when you pop, it'll take it off the stack and restore the state. So we've got a bunch of different things like what is the ID of the control that you're sort of starting, and then when you pop it, it puts it back as the one at the top. So you can retrieve it. So it means like basically when you're doing like, so it means you can effectively do stuff like this. Where is it? Yeah, where you can say button. It will push the button on, push the box on, pop the box off, then pop the button off, and then when we get the focus state, it gets you the focus state of the button because that's the last one popped off, basically. So you can do stuff like that. So the clip rectangle's in there as well. So all we have to do is figure out an intelligent way of doing this. So we want to reuse the clip rectangle as well. So I want to say like clip rec word start index, I think. We need that. So it might be off by 1, I'm not sure. So we need to say G, yeah, we need to do this, GUI dot widget whatevers. Something's a little off, I think. Oh no, it takes the backup. Yeah, that's where it takes the backup. This is where it sets the current one. Good. So clip rec word start index equals to UI clip word. There's a way to get the current word. Get current. Terrible name. Of course, this is going to be a terrible name. Yeah. So the way the rendering system works, right, is you basically have an array of words where where it describes the shape of the thing that's clipping. So we basically take a backup of like where that is in the massive word array that's given to the GPU, and then we need to restore that later on. So what we need to do now is say UI clip, and we start a new clipping shape. So we should be able to say clip, yeah, clip shape AABB. So F32 0. So in the middle of the, like, directly in the middle of the draw command for the clip shape. Then the half dimensions. So we've got the rectangle here. So it's literally UI rectangle half dims. And then the radius. So the beautiful thing is we have the ability to just put a radius based clip. So it should be really nice and work with the rounded corners of the box. So for that, we need the current style, and we'll literally just do radius. Right, style states UI widget state radius, perfect. And then we just need to say finish. Yep. And then you just do the center position of the rectangle, because you basically clip any shape you want. You can just comprise it of SDFs and union subtract and do all this sort of stuff. But we're just going to do the basic thing for now. It's just a very flexible renderer, and you can just do the same flexible thing with the clipping shapes if you wanted. Okay, so with that, all we need to do now is just restore the clip. So when you do a widget end, we pop all this stuff off, and it will restore the clip rec. Down straight. Thank you. Thank you for following. So now we just need to say UI set current. Terrible name. Terrible name. I've got to make this better, but you know, I don't know what to make it. So we're going to set the current clip word back to here, restoring the clip shape for the renderer. So when we do any rendering with like UI draw shape AABB, and we do some sort of like background, like let's go to the box draw, we end up drawing like, you know, we draw this bounding box and we color it in, bordered, and then we finish it. Well, that's going to get a start word index to where all the clip shape information is stored. So rather than sort of just add in more words and words to the array, when we restore it back, we just instead move the cursor back. Now my worries is we might overwrite it. I need to just quickly double check how the system works, because I feel like I gone and bugged it up. Oh no, because you do a push, isn't it? Wait, it's implicit start, isn't it? Yeah, get the current. Yeah, get where you're going to start to put the new words in. Yep. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, just put like a whole matrix in there. We put other stuff. It's quite a lot of data that goes in, but it's flexible. So, well, hey. So hopefully this works. It's clipping, that's for sure. Bit too aggressive though. So thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. So what is the problemo? Well, the clipping shape you're applying is too aggressive. Yeah, so the thing is, like when you do your widget start, right? The problem is, I should probably see if I can draw it out. So the problem is like, we've said I've got this box, right? And the box has like a border around it and all of this lot, right? And then we push everything in. Like this thing pushes the rectangle in. Here, it shrinks it by the border width and by the padding. So basically then you say, hey, now set the clip rectangle to this, right? So now when we return back out of this function for the box, for instance, so it returns out of this one, then it says if invisible to the drawing. But the drawing is going to use the drawing rectangle, which is actually the one on the outside. So all that information is just clipped out. So it's working. It's just too good. So maybe we should clip. Maybe we should maybe we should do the shrinking here. I don't know how good of an idea that is though. There we go. See, but it's not giving us a desired thing. Like, ideally you do want it to go around here, so we might have to do two. Oh, I don't know what we're doing. What we need to do about it. So ideally you want it to be after the padding, so you get a lovely little rounded corner there, right? That would be amazing. You know, but it's we could say right, so what's the best thing to do? So what we should probably do is like adjust the clipping rectangle. Then you do two. I was thinking like you'd do two clipping rectangles per widget basically. Then you'd have one for the outside of itself. No, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Right, so it's if you need a way to apply the clipping rectangle manually, based on Hmm. Yeah, you just have to have a way to apply it manually as well. I reckon it's quite easy. So I reckon we'll just have a function called box clip, and we can add more types of clipping later on if we wanted to. But the idea is every function would just call, every control would just use this that has stuff. And so we still take this back up and modify this clip rectangle, but we don't actually apply any of it until this thing is manually called. And I think that's the best way to do it. So this would not take in any style. Oh, it needs a style. Yeah. Yeah. Takes the current clip rec. Yeah. So then, I think that would be proper ideal. So this definitely has happened before. So it applies to the yes. Rightio. Let's go ham. So we want to now put this in every place where it makes sense. So basically everywhere where there's a box drawer. Or in every place where it's basically invisible, I think. Is quite a lot of these places. Oh. Radio says the button one, that's going to get it. Button with a bit of text. Wait. I would have just put it all in the wrong place. It's got to go after you do this, right? So after you do the drawing, you do this. Perfect. Excuse me. So button text. So after you've done the button, well, the button would have done it already. Yeah, button start does it already here. Good. So we ignore that one. Next one. Button image. Yeah, this one calls base button. Good. Toggle button start. This one calls the base one here. Really, so really every time we call this guy. Okay. So after you do the box draw, we'll do this. Sweet. The text. Wait, do we? Yeah, so we don't need it for text because that's just a simple widget. We don't need it for image because that's just a simple widget, right? It just ends there. We don't need the clip. Yeah, we need the clip for this one though. Right, so this does the checkbox. So we'll let it do all of its checkbox drawing, right? Don't get in the way of that. But then we should clip here, I think. Yeah, after here. Good. So radio button's the same thing. Just do after all this stuff. Good. UI input typeless. So input that doesn't, it's just an input field. Like that doesn't have any child stuff. So I think it's safe to not clip at all. Sliders. That's all controlled on the inside, I think, so it should be safe to use the outer one. List. The list needs to clip, right? So if it's visible, can you do yourself a favor and clip, please? Now the clip. Yeah, that should be fine. Right, and then the scroll area, our last one, which we've been working on. See how this goes. Should probably end with it just to make it a bit easier to see. Okay, let's give this a go. Ah, it's too good. So we're not undoing it or something. I don't know actually. No, it isn't doing it. So let's see, it is rounding it here, which is great. It's great, but and this is being clipped here, But why can't I see the borders anymore? I'm confused. Like, why can't I see the borders of like which one's kind of, so I can't see the borders of the list or the scroll view. I can't see the border of this button here and this button here and the checkboxes and that, right? Weird. So I was hoping it to be so by the looks of it is it's sort of like tunneling down, right? And it does restore it, but it doesn't restore it to the correct one. I think it's not restoring it to the right one. So it's the tunneling out logic maybe. So widget and one of these guys, right? Right. So I think. No. Right. What's going on? So get current gets you the last time this was set, right? How does this thing work? Finish. Yeah, so it leaves it. Yep. So it leaves it where the last clip shape was. So when you start, you'll. Hey, not so red. How's it going? Doing good, man. Doing good. How's it going for you? Yeah, just you know, same old, same old. Been busy working, looking after the baby. Baby's been had a bit of trouble sleeping. Been a bit yeah, been a bit moany today. But yeah, we're gonna hopefully get him on a bit of a schedule, you know. And he should be good soon. He's keeping us both up. But yeah. Doing good. Finally got an internship. Oh my days, congratulations. Awesome. Where did you get one at? Is it like remote? And yeah, good stuff. What are you doing? Oh. That's really good news. I imagine you like, you know, showed your compiler and your like 3D renderer and the jaw dropped. I imagine that. Mostly alright, I have to go in a few days for meetings. That's cool. Yeah, it's understandable. Like, especially when you have to get and know the team and build like a relationship to sort of like make sure you're all on the same page and not think bad things about each other, you know. It's kind of standard. That's really cool. What sort of area you work? What is it programming? What sort of yeah, industry did you land in? So when we're doing this sort of backup, it's like whatever the current one was, right? When we come in to do this button, right? So then when you end the widget, yeah, something's really, yeah, maybe you should do, I don't know, but I was hoping to see a bigger one, a bigger, I don't know. I am confused on why that doesn't want to work. Um, the ones that we're not seeing are the root ones. So it's not restoring. No, 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 no. Have we not set the base? We've not set the most base clip. Yeah, we need to do a clip finish at the start or something. Where is it? Because in the renderer, we've done some test code for this. Right. Here's what we need to do. We need to call clip finish with no defining no shape, because we haven't done the base, the most root control. So when it's trying to restore it, it restores it to, I don't know what it restores it to, like whatever the first one was, and it was one of the small ones or something. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. So when you step down one level, it works for that one or something. Yeah, something like that. So I think when we do a frame start, I think we want to start off. Oh, we do it here. No. Yeah, push on the empty clip, we do it. Oh, start the clip words on 1, so be negative when... No, it's not the way the thing should work. That shouldn't be there, because it needs to start on 0. But yeah, this makes it start on 1 when it does a implicit start. Implicit start. If that's greater than or equal to 0. Yes. Right, that should hopefully work. Ah, dude. Damn it. Maybe we should go back to just one basic thing and see what happens. Python developer, I can't complain, at least I'm not doing JavaScript. The Python one is the first languages I learned, so it doesn't have to learn new stuff. Cool. Very nice. Very cool. Like, do you get to do any C interrupt stuff, or is it just pure Python? Where's one format version to work on side stuff after work? Well, no, I just really like programming, and I don't get too drained out at work, basically. And I've allocated some time to be able to work. You know, I've got like a little schedule, you know? Those things will help. I'm gonna take these off because my ears are making me warm. Ah, fair play. Fair play. Well, it's good you got a job in programming at least. And yeah, it's something it seems like you're happy with for now. So that's really good. You know, it could be worse, as you're saying. It could be JavaScript, and using that damn bun package manager, because you'll be on the new hot list every week. But yeah, that's really cool. Super sweet. Right. So we could put some breakpoints in and really track this stuff down. So say if, so we knew this clip rectangle worked because we were just using it all the time anyway, before we changed anything. So I think what we want to do is go to the widget start and just really, right, we'll do this. So we'll say push what do we want to achieve here? We want to see current. Oh, this should only be set if you actually set the clip rectangle. If you don't, right, that's probably the problem. Right. Come on. This is probably the problem, not. So let's make this function return and say we did nothing. And let's see what happens. Right. Okay. So if we add a shape, right. So the first widget, there is no root widget. Is that a problem? Kind of feels like a problem, maybe. Maybe there's no root widget, that's the issue. So maybe this wasn't an issue being here. It's the fact there's probably no root widget. So if there's no root widget, what's the problem? So you start a widget which would be from the top, and it'll be the button at the top. Then you finish that button. So it'll push on. Right, what's a good way to think about this? Right, so maybe this does belong here, for instance. Just like, Hey there, Buffer Overflow, how you doing? How's it going? Hey, Blessed, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, guys. Oh, right, something to do with the state. Right, so we've got this screen that we've got. We basically cut and do a button at the top and then another button, then another button. But so at the start, the clip rectangle is basically the whole screen. Then we, well, what's next, right? So we come down and do a widget start for this button here at the top. Then that's going to say the clip rectangle becomes this clipped with that. Right, so the current one would be the width of the screen and that. Clipped with this, and then it'll give you these sort of inner ones. The clip rectangle becomes this thing here, right? Now, so when you pop that back off, you're then saying, so this would be set back to 0 again, I think. You probably want to do that. The other way around. Damn it. Right, we should probably follow this around a bit. So for the next one, it doesn't draw this outer one because there's a box in here. But it's not drawing this one here. So then it would have given you the yeah, I think it's not restoring the parent one fine, because then you would draw the next button. It would still be, so you would have restored 0 back. Right, in this case, had a backtop 0 for the word index. Restored back 0. And then you go and start this one. It would then form a clipping shape. Yeah, I think it should back up to this one. Very weird. Yeah, I think we might print this out and follow it through. I think we'll follow through the, yeah, we'll do a print out and follow through. So we'll go, then we'll say end. There's 0 all the way. That doesn't seem right. Because there should be a few starts that you do. So it should set that. Right. So this sent something more sensible now that you would expect. So if you go over to this here, so you do a cut for a button, and then it would start then end that one, then start it here, and then start the inner box at 19, which would have been the yeah, so which would have been the clip for this guy. Start it for there, and then end, restore back to 0. Unless it's how it sorts out the clipping code. I'm not sure. Or how it sort of, where's the implicit start for the draw? Where's the word, the clip word? Reserved for the clip command. Okay. So that's when you do a draw finish. Oh, there's a thing called clip command. Crap. When does that thing get constructed? Sound like a C++ right there. Right, it happens on clip finish. Okay. So the problem is we simply didn't reconstruct this. Damn it. That's the issue. Oh, where's the clip words count? Right, so this should really return clip command back out. And then you set restore clip command like this. Right. Gotcha. UI clip command. That's way better. Hopefully that's it. Okay. Oh yeah, finally it worked. See here? It's rounded, because that's the clipping shape. Oh yeah. Very nice. So now we can get back to what we was doing. Oh. When you have assumptions and they, I just assumed that the function worked properly and I was just basing off of that. Right, this image is cut a little bit weird. That's not good, clearly. Checkbox. I know why that is. It's clipping it based with all the padding applied. All the padding applied to it, it's really annoying. Maybe it should have been shrunk by the padding anyway. That's very true. Maybe we should take the rectangle, or the draw rec. That's it. And shrink that. Okay. Something like that. But then it's made it, I guess that's fine. We might have to be very careful though. Like, it'll shrink it both from the left and right hand side, which is a shame. You just want to shrink the top, I think. So I think you just want to shrink, well, top and bottom. Min.y. Looks like the shape of the interior of the button on the left. Yeah, it just happens to be that way. Like, not now. Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, when it cut out. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the fact that the problem is, so I could get the debug drawing on to explain it better. Yes, see this. So the drawing rectangle you get back. So this is a whole widget here. You can click here, and it changes the state of this because this is a whole widget here. I was expecting it to draw, but yeah. So this goes all the way up here, and the problem is this used to be the height of here, And it shouldn't really be there. It should kind of be in by the padding at least, I think. Yeah. So it's being clipped. Mm. Yeah. It's got to draw plus style padding bottom top. So I think that's the better way. Better way to do it. Right, let's remove these. Looking like the white part, right, I see. Yeah, it was clipped, that's the issue, because it was bigger, and it was cut there, yeah, it was cut there. Ah. Yeah, I think that's good, because it's got the spacing there by 4 pixels, that's 4 pixels, right? Yeah. Sweet. Right, so we fixed that. So all the clipping here, it's looking great. The only issue is the scroll bars being covered now. So we're not accounting it for the scroll bars. So it'd probably be the same for the list view as well. So when we say clip, you're clipping by the... You need to modify the clip rectangle. So you need to say, right, GUI.widgetinfo.clip rectangle dot max minus equal dot max x minus equal style scroll bar width, something like that. And then you do the same thing for the min y plus that. Right. So we're kind of seeing it. The problem is that there's like I kind of forgot what's going on. Like exactly which But let's undo that for a second. Let's undo one of them. So there seems to be some form of... The padding is there, isn't it? So when we... It's already had the padding applied. But you do the scroll bar width and it seems like it's not enough for some reason. The rectangle's here. Right. Yeah. So we need to have some form of like extra padding applied. Because you've literally just done the space of the bar. So maybe we'll just do an extra padding, right? It's kind of not 100% correct, but so okay, we'll plus padding right, and then we'll do padding bottom. And then that will get it away just a little bit more. So there you go, that's good. So that's really cool, like that. The direction is a bit wrong. For the X, it's going the wrong way, as you can tell. So this needs to be negates, or plus X, I think. Oh yeah. Things are coming together. Why is it starting off over to the right? That's probably the issue. It's starting off over to the right. So if I was to print out this, which I could just do it the other way, core print. Damn it. Oh, I've not done float. Yeah, it's not good. Not good. So how are we going to get around this? Everything should be castable to float. The problem is it could be a pointer. So your best... Yeah, so the problem is you've got to handle every every type of expression's got to come through here, and it's really dumb with generic, but you can't just pass in V and it not get semantically verified. So, like V of pointer must be able to convert to this double safely, basically. So we just got to do silly little hacks like this. But if you just pass in an expression, then it's not going to work. So it should just be a variable. Yeah, it should be fine. That'll work. Just silly little hacks. Right. So it's equal to 0 here. So clearly it's going the wrong way. So I've just done the scroll bar inverted. Scroll bar X. Is the width like negative or something? Core print basic. Why is the start X then in a... It's a little bit off then. Print hello. How's it going, Ferg? Ferg Nasia? Ferg Nasia. How's it going? How you been? Right, max. Right, should be min. Right, okay, I see. So the start X should just be min.x. What is this doing? Bam, it's in the right place. Good. Move it to the right. Doesn't want to work. For some reason, move it to the left and it works. That. So what's interesting is we had that the wrong way around, and also the logic from moving the mouse. Where is it? It's this one is an area rectangle. No. Relative mouse. That should be negated. Right, so grab that. Awesome. One interesting thing is we should really have a resize button here. We should really sort that out as well. Yeah, I'm glad we got that in there. So we'll do the resize button in just a second, but let's just get the rest of the widgets in that were here. Right. That's correct, I think, because they're starting at the bottom. This is a little bit weird though. Yeah, there's a few problems where you can click outside, I think. So they're starting from the bottom. They cut bottom or something. Yeah, they cut from the bottom first. I think we've tested that stuff out enough. So we could just maybe make it cut top instead. Yeah, let's make it cut top and let's just invert the way it's called. That'd be a good idea. Okay, so what we've got to do then is we've got to just invert the way it's called, and that should right, so these go at the top and just swizzle them around. Do it swizzling. Right, so that goes under. Let me swap these two. And that should be everything good, back to the way it was. So it's coming from the top instead of the bottom, basically. Right, so I think we've got a bit of an issue where you can sort of drag with these from the outside. I saw that coming. Because I know what the code looks like. It's to do with we're not taking into account the clipping rectangle when we do the mouse check for this control specifically, and maybe for controls in general actually. So we need to look into that. But that's fine. Something to fix in it. But we've got the background covering the whole area now, which is great. This goes way too far down because I want to have a resize button down here so we can resize the whole area, which would be proper cool. And these, the problem with these is these get fought with the this here, so that'll work, right? So we need to shrink the scroll bar heights a little bit. We need to shrink the scroll bar, which could mess with some of the maths. And also, does the clipping work? Yeah, the clipping is a little bit weird for this one. Should we see if we can fix this one yet? So this one's going off here, whereas it should stay contained. So this is toggle button. Right, it's not doing the clip, is it? Before I got all of those. There you go, clips it now. Look at that. Oh, it's even rounded. Oh yeah. Right, so that was a good little fix. So these guys here, the scroll bars are a little bit too big. I know, right? Easy peasy. Can bring back in the Mickey Mouse clipping as well. Be great. Scroll area. Music's still going, it's not going. Go, go, go. So the scroll area, the scroll bars are a little bit too big. Right, so there might be a bit of an issue where, we should really try with no content so we can make sure the scrolling works fine. basically, because we could accidentally be clicking on these things and it'll be getting in the way of the test. So we'll undo them for now. So basically we want to take the scroll bar Y and this this min Y, right? It needs to be right. So you need to have a resize button. So the resize button is going to be the size of the scroll bar width, right? So we'll call it like resize width, button width or something. Just so it's easy to understand why it's been used in these sorts of workings out. So we're going to say scroll bar start Y, it's from the bottom. So dims Y. Dims, why is dims being used? Scroll bar height. Ratio based on that. Right. How big is the... Right. How big is the scroll bar area? Right. So we need another one called scroll bar. Scroll bar area dims. So that's just dims. Sub f32 times 2. This thing. So now we've got a scroll bar area that has less yeah, I gotta be careful. I don't think there's gonna be any padding between the resize button. So maybe we'll make the resize button ever so slightly smaller so it doesn't... Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So when we use dims now, that's the ratio between the what's that one for? The content? Yes, how do we map the content into the scroll bar area, basically? That's cool. So this is mapping... No, this is fine. How do we map the viewable area to the content? Sorry, how do we go from the content size to the viewable area? And then this needs to be based on the scroll bar area dims. It's a bit confusing, but yeah, that'll be it. Wait, what are these ones? And that's the XY. I think it's those ones. Right, so it scrolls. Sweet, so it stops right at the bottom here, but it leaves this gap for the resize button, which we're going to be doing. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but yeah, the resize button should be down here. Yeah, so that's good. I'm glad we got that working. So yeah, I've done the maths before in the past, and I just thankfully remember it. But yeah, it's a bit dodgy. You're basically mapping this whole content area, which goes off the screen, right? You're getting the ratio of how do you transform something from that space to the space of this area here, the viewable area. But then the thing you're mapping, it's weird. The thing you're mapping is is that right? Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Maybe I'm getting that a bit wrong. Let's go. Ratio divided 2 from that. Yeah. Yeah, then you're mapping the height of this, which is a little bit different, I think. to that view or something like that. I don't know. Did it scroll the whole way? That's what we need to tell. Did we actually scroll the whole way? We don't. If we disable clipping, we'll know, right? So, how do we disable clipping? Box clip. Ah, shoot. This doesn't work. No. We're not scrolling enough. Which means the scrolling is... Yeah, the area multiplied by sum ratio. It's just called ratio, it's a good name. Damn these things. So, scroll area needs the thing that you're mapping. Do we use ratio whatever somewhere? Or scroll max? Content size, area size. Area size. Right, so whatever the size of the area is. What? Huh. Yeah, there's ratio x and y. Yup. Where do we use those ones though? These are obviously the best names. Right, and that's how much you offset the scroll bar itself. I think that's fine. These names. Yeah, this is clearly my best code I've ever written. Scroll max. But yeah, I think the idea is let's just get it working first, and then I'll hopefully fix it, make it clearer. Scroll max. That's the furthest you can scroll. I don't think we're arguing with that. Right? It's probably the scroll valley that we're arguing about, right? We're saying, right, screen space to content space. Right. So if we did dim, so we're using dims here. So we did scroll bar area dims instead. Is that the right remap? Oh, you booger. Where's the wheel? Right, here's the wheel code. So maybe it's where we're using the I know what the problem is now. So the issue is in general that, right, there is actually no difference. Right, there's this thing called dims, and that should just be the same length everywhere. That should be minus... So we should call this like this content size. There should be like inner area dims, and that'll just be this f32 sub s f30 times 2 with style. Okay, so that's the inner area dims. So this is what we should be using in place, and it should be used everywhere. And that should be the fix. Right. So we should be able to scroll. We enabled the clipping back, didn't we? So we can't tell. Damn it. 2 seconds. Where's the clipping? Box clip. Just disable the clipping. Scroll. Ah. Why doesn't that want to work? Oh, what is this? Scroll max. Scroll max should be this. So you should be able to scroll a little bit more or something. Yes, perfect. But the problem is there's a bit of padding we're missing now. And then we just need to make sure that we take off padding right, padding left. So then it should be plus we did this literally down there. We moved the clip rectangle in. But anyway. It's not subtracting though, is it? Yeah, it's subtracting. Good. Cool. Let's try that out. Okay, so you should be able to scroll that down. Good. And we're in there. Perfect. Perfect. Cool. So let's put the clipping back. Box clip. Okay. So I'm glad we got that sus now. Pretty good. So now what we need is the resize button to go here. Now with the resize button, it is going to be... Right, so that shouldn't work. Oh, we should test this out. This is wrong. Yeah, that's bouncing the wrong way. Right, damn it. We need to fix this first before we do the resize button. So what this should do is this should scroll here. Right, it should jump down. It should keep scrolling the whole page until it reaches the end. Or until it reaches where you've clicked. So a whole page that you can view should scroll. So that is defined. Here. So you've clicked in the scroll area, and then it basically figures out how much to go. Oh, right. Time to decode all of this. So the Y1 just should work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and open up the same file, but we're going to view it. We're going to view the list one, yeah. So this is where it is, right? So this should all basically be the same. So let's take a look at this guy first. So we're doing like basically max x take scroll, whatever, that's the min x. It's right, they're about the same, good. So that right there is the same. So let's just do this. So it's a one-to-one map. Right. So then we say, is it not focused or whatever? Okay. So the amount that we used to shift by used to be by how many, like the view size basically, right? So in R1, the view size is area size, which is wrong. We just sort this area size out. It's a little bit off, but it's not too bad. It's the inner dims. Inner area dims, right? So that's not the fix. It's just more correct. So that's the amount we're scrolling by. So the content, screen to content space. There's the overall content divided by, yes. Scroll is the scroll Y, yes. Min. Scroll bar Y, min Y. Y position seems legit. Then we mutate the... Wait, why is that extra thing doing here? What's that? What is that? Huh. That's some copy paste stuff. Right, so that should be it. So I guess we found another little problem. I'll look into that. So if we click here, it should scroll down the whole. Yep, good. Click there, nice, and there. No? Right, so the Y one is just, or the X one is the wrong way around. So I think you need to do something, you need to do greater than, or just swap these two. Something like that. No? I was hoping that would work, but hey. Something a little bit more tricky. So this time we're just going to print has been pressed. Well, okay. We'll abort. So we'll just do a core abort. Print out some stuff. If we reach there ever. So we click here. Does it reach there? It reaches there. So we know we get into here. So this is probably sensible. You know, I think we're off by the resize button still, but we'll sort that out in just a second. So what's the problem? Well, you're saying if the scroll bar X, min X, so you just work on the min Y. So if the minimum, wait, is it work on the min Y? So saying if the min X is less than the mouse position, then it must mean we should go to the right hand side, right? Something's off. Mouse position. How far am I? There's a max. Right. Probably, yeah. So the Y one is bottom, whereas this one is left. So I think there's something to do with this here. So if the mouse is to the right of the thing, you should be going to the right. So you should be traveling in something like that. And it should be a plus. Or, okay, maybe it should just be a plus, then a minus, something like that. Yeah, okay. So we should really make that bigger just to make sure that's right. So when we take this thing here, let's do 10,000. Right, 10 times that. Okay, so they're much smaller now. They jump in whole sizes until they get there. Yeah. Whole sizes till they get there, that's good. So it's 2 whole sizes. Very good. We're seeing pixels. Oh. His content size is over 9,000. Oh. I think we've got a bit of a problem with this though, where the bar goes super small. And it's proper diddy. That's probably an issue. I'm not gonna lie. We should fix that. Look, Mum, I'm on TV. Hey, Sockham, how's it going? Right, we should fix that as well. We should have a min size on the scroll bar, right? Which does get in the way of things, I reckon. Not doing bad, man. Not doing bad. Just yeah, trying to finish up this scroll view thingy. We've had some weird little bugs. We've got the clipping in. There's Hey Sockham. He's still here, and he gets clipped. Look at that. Oh, rounded clipping as well. Yeah, rounded clipping. So pretty sweet. Can't really make it out there, but yeah, rounded clipping. I promise. We didn't sort out the fact that this one. That just reminded me for a second. The toggle button. Let's disable the clipping here because I want to see the clipping on the. Yeah, it goes over this bar. It shouldn't do that. Here, it should go. We do something here with the clip. That's it. So the list one. So the end of the list. X. Yeah, we need to make sure that we reduce the clipping rectangle before we say clip based on the scroll bar width. And that will make it the correct clipping rectangle here. So there you go. So now that's clipping against that instead of going over the scroll bar, which is annoying. Toggle button, put the clip back. Just set a min size. Yeah, I need to set a min size in that scroll view now. Scroll bar needs a min size. I'm thinking about just using the scroll bar width as the min size in all honesty. You're a wizard. Last time I tried to scroll in UI, I got mad maths issues. Yep. Our code is so unreadable right now, but well, it's readable, but yeah, it's just silly. So you've got like there's a variable called ratio, and it's a vector 2 basically, right? And then because we needed more ratios, so this has got a ratio.x, ratio.y, and because we needed more ratios, we've got a ratio x and ratio y, which are completely different things. But yeah, best of names. Might as well call them A and B, you know. But yeah, the maths is, yeah, you can work it out. Just takes a little bit of trial and error. What's the next one? So yeah, the scroll bars are diddy. So the X width should be clamped. Clamp with a min of style scroll bar width. Now, I have a feeling. Wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, that's it. I have a feeling it's going to have a bit of a problem though. Right, so there's your min, it's like a little diamond. Maybe we should do times by 2 or something. Min scroll bar size, something dumb like that, or height. The other one, right? Style times by 2 maybe. Not more readable. Same thing means different things. Perfectly common coding standards. Excellent. I'm glad I'm with everyone else on this. Right, so part of the issue now is it's not doing the whole pages properly. So there's a few things, right? It's probably not scrolling the whole way either. Like if I was to disable the clipping. Guaranteed it doesn't go all the way. There's a few little things that got to be adjusted now to handle that. And also, there's another thing as well. Oh, it does. It goes all the way. Cool. But we don't know if it goes all the way. We got to see the value that it prints out, because it could get stuck at the bottom. Basically, it could just get stuck at the bottom, and we won't know. So the easiest way to test this out is to make an absurdly yeah, I think we just got to print it. Print. What's the scroll weight? Does it scroll anymore and still stay still? I think is the question, right? So if you take it all the way to the bottom, we don't know. Right. So remove the scroll bar. Does this budge? Yeah. It moves by a pixel. I can see the pixels moving. So that is fine. So it's actually working okay. I was expecting it to have a bit of an issue. The only problem is this stepping size is a bit of a problem. Like it doesn't work exactly how... No, I think it's fine. Yeah. That ought to be good enough, I reckon. I'm just happy with that, so that's fine. So the next little issue is the fact that we've got... What happens when you convert -165 double to size t? It will convert it to a signed integer, and then it'll be an unsigned. From what I understand, at least, it will convert to an unsigned integer, but then it will be an unsigned representation. So it will be negative, and it will round closer to 0 because it truncates. So it'll be -2. Wait, it'll be -1. Sorry, it'll be -1. So it'll be all bits on. It should be, at least. That's what I think. I don't know for certain, but that's just from my understanding. Right, so the next biggest problem is that we are allowed to click outside. And then the other one after that is we need to solve how do we click on... Wait, what's the other one? How do we... No, size t is unsigned. S size t is signed. Yeah, the definition of signed t is unsigned. Yeah, it was something rather. I forget, but it's definitely unsigned. Yeah, so we need to solve the bug. Oh, we need a resize button. But hey, you should be able to click in there. That's not good. Right, we need to fix that. The other things we need to fix is you shouldn't be able to click on these when they're out, when they've been scrolled out. And the other thing we need to fix is we want to embed this list view inside this one and check to make sure the scrolling stuff works. And we probably want to have the ability to hold down like another key and get the horizontal scroll to work as well. So those are things I want to get working. They're basically the final things on the list, I reckon. We've got to check. Man, I can't believe we need done with this UI, because then in the next, I'm not sure we'll do it next stream. I think we might do a bit of a tidy up and sort of prepare for what's going to happen. But maybe on Sunday, I think we'll be starting the 3D graphics R&D, which is going to be super cool. So get out of 2D land and go into 3D land, which would be sweet. Yeah, I'm not sure what your undefined behavior. So we've got a clicking problem on these scroll bars. The area is a little bit too big, and we saw that earlier, right? So the Y needs to be the min Y you need to take away style scroll bar width, and then on the X one you need to take away, for the area when you do this clicking thing, the X on the max. Yeah, next dimension, man. It's going to be incredible. Compute shaders only. It's going to be amazing. Oh, and we click in there and it still don't work for that one though. You booger. Booger. Come on. Come on. Oh, that should have been a plus. So we click here. Good, nothing happens. Excellent. Excellent. So now we've just got to draw the resize button. The job's good. So we're going to have a resize button as well. So we should probably do something like, oh, we've got a rectangle. We'll just grab this, right? Is scroll bar pressed? Right. So let's do another one of these guys. Is resize. So resize button rec. Rec max dot x take scroll style scroll bar width. Same with that one, but for the y, then this is max.x, max.y. So we know if it's, so I think we're going to do some form of like focused stuff on it as well, because you want it to sort of like persist between frames, unfortunately. So we need a bit of persistent state when you're clicking on it. So scroll, resize, focused, something like that, right? We want one of them. So we'll just go full ham and chuck one of them in. Would you consider Handmade Hero a game without an engine? I think so. I don't think they I don't think. Yeah, it's all written from scratch basically. So it's Game Van Engine, but they yeah. Okay, so what we gotta do is basically repeat this sort of code. So we've got this button. We want to make sure if it's mouse focused, the whole area is mouse focused, and our point is on this rectangle, right? Jobs are good. Then, so our mouse cursor's on that thing, then it's focused. And then all we're saying is if it's focused, right, make sure we set it for the next frame that this thing is the focused resize button. And then we say it's pressed, providing that is for the providing that the thing that the hash here is set to this controls hash and the mouse button is down. So this only handles when you hover over it to focus it for the first time, but it doesn't handle when you've got it held down. So you basically need to set it again. And that will be done here. So it's saying if the scroll resize is pressed, keep the hash, keep the currently selected, currently focused resize button widget hash thing set to this one. So the next frame we can have another attempt of doing it. Until you obviously let go of the button. Let go of the mouse button. Then what we're saying is relative position XY, right? If we've got any amount in there, X or Y, we're going to then convert. No, we don't convert anything. All we're doing is mutating the. It's called content. No, area size, isn't it? Area size mute or something. That thingy. This one. So dims. It's clamped in it. So all we're saying is, hey, this, can you then like apply? So we say add times 2 amount.x, amount.y, because it's got to be casted from an integer into a float rate. And we clamp it. And that should be it, providing that the area size stuff is done right. So for those who don't know, the way our sort of scroll area works is we have the rectangle of this sort of area, of the area that's the viewport, and obviously the we have the rectangle of the viewport, which obviously colors in these scroll bars and that, and then the content goes in there. The resize buttons go in here. We need to render that still. The content size is the size of the whole thing that you're scrolling, that you get to scroll around. Then this area size is actually the size from here. Yeah, is the size of this. So what you can do is you can grab this and you can actually make it smaller, right? So your scroll bars are here. But the rectangle is still going to be this, I think. Yeah. Why is that useful though? Why is that useful? Probably Like, because it's gonna have pre-allocated, like you're essentially just treating this as pre-allocated space. That's the problem. Yeah. I think let's just get it working and then we'll think about that. Because ideally the whole point is you want to resize the rectangle itself. So maybe you should be modifying that rectangle, giving it back. No? Or this one, sorry. Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see. Hey there, Gabrielle Compute. Hey man, sorry for asking, making think of something else. Can you try to recall the extra draw to explain? I'm not sure what that thing is you just said, XC. Let's take a look into it. How does indie game devs come to terms with the fact that it might take them 4 years to complete a game, to only fail to see success, and see their time and money go to waste? Right, so this thing you can do. Yeah, fair play. Seems cool though. It's probably better in it to do some of this. But this feels like using a game engine. Does too many things for me. I like I like drawing my own rectangles. You know what I mean? No, I'm joking. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It's just white though. It's very blinding. You need dark mode. But yeah, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Yeah. Um. Aha. Oh, ho. It's pretty cool. I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. Thank you for the suggestion. We'll see how it goes. Get out of there, Milton. Ugh. Thing is though, Milton is, well, it's not native. It's a Windows application, but you know, it runs on real hardware, not the web browser. Um, but yeah, so about the whole sort of like question about the success thing, you know, this is a bit of fun on the side. You know, I'm hoping that I do something different enough that people, but not too different, so people can understand it. But so it stands out, and maybe it takes off, maybe it doesn't. But the idea is that it's still not a waste of time because at the end of the day, it's something that goes on my portfolio. I can contribute to that. Um, Also, something I've made. It's a creative endeavor. It keeps me sane. I have my own projects, and then when I have a bit of a code base, I can sort of like, you know, I don't think I'm going to chuck a lot of this code away because I've sort of developed into a place now where I sort of have, um, obviously I can improve things, but I've sort of developed to a place where I sort of like a lot of my questions on how I want to approach API design have kind of stabilized now. Obviously, I can get do things better, but they're kind of like I've not got really wild questions like how do I pass stuff via pointer or how do I structure things? How do you know? Um, so a lot of the stuff would be reusable, and then I can do like a next thing in less number of years. And you know, it's all about creating stuff. Really, I kind of like this as a hobby. So it's not always about success, right? That's the thing. Like it would be cool if people can play it, but I just like making it, you know? But yeah, a good thing to keep in mind is don't go and take 10 years to make a game. Easier said than done. So that's what we've got to try and do is can we think of a small game that is not like super easy and like is boring, but also is different enough and you know has a way for me to sort of expand it or maybe the community to expand it, you know? So this stuff all like that. Thank you, MTT. I appreciate it. Just read the description and wondering why you use VI with Colmac. I also switched to Colmac DH with some years ago, but switched back to QWERTY because working VI setup. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I use it because I switched to it and then I go back to use QWERTY, and I've just realized how unergonomic QWERTY is. And it does kind of make sense that there is a more ergonomic design than QWERTY, because QWERTY is designed for a typewriter, whereas Colmac is designed for a computer. That being said, though, it is a bit of a pain. You know, I tried to play CSGO the other day. Guess what? You have to remap your controls because they don't use scan codes, they use key codes, and it gets silly, you know. So there's some things like that which get in the way. But for me, I only work on one machine, and I don't remote into other machines, so it's less of a problem. But yeah, that's why. I was talking about people who do this full time. For you, believe, yeah, it's definitely a risky business, right? Game development, especially when people are like, you know, tons of people making games now. Um, and you know, it's so risky that when the stuff with the recent stuff with the most popular engine, Unity, happened, people got up in arms because they're literally just like, it's a struggle as much as it is, and you guys are like just basically ruined us. So, you know, yeah, like now that I have like, you know, a wife and a baby now, it would only be good for me to have my own business and make games if I just had a hell load of money that just didn't matter, basically. Whereas now it's just like, you know, might as well have a job and do the stuff on the side as well. That doesn't really matter if it doesn't go anywhere, but I hope it does. Right, I'll aim for that. But you know, if it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter so much. But yeah, it means we got to do some cool stuff, do some silly stuff like compute shaders only, make some really ugly UIs and make it pretty later. You know, get to do some stuff. We get to make engines, games without engines that really make an engine for a game. That's all cool. Yeah, definitely you can learn a lot. That's true. But you can learn a lot than you would in like your like a job at a AAA company, because well, you can learn a lot of different stuff because you're not specializing. Whereas when you specialize at work, you will learn a lot of stuff as well. But yeah. Okay, so the next thing to sort out is this resize, but just can we get it working? Oh, that's a question. Add this. Yeah, so let's just get it working. If we get it working, then we can figure out what we want it to be used for. Right, so I'm clicking there, nothing's happening. Jack of all trades. Come on, man, just work. Right, it's top right. That's why, because I thought top left origin when I wrote this code, like an absolute. I was gonna say scrub, but yeah, scrub. So the y is actually the other way around. So it's min y plus that, and that's max y. Alright. Click here. No. Yeah. Okay, so that got in the way of the focus, which is fair play. We need to sort that out as well. But we're doing the resize button quicker there. So let's delete this core abort and let's see what happens. Right, so it's resizing. You can see that the things are behaving a little weird. Scroll bars are adjusting, which is weird, right? It's interesting. I was hoping it would clamp though. Right, so the way that we're drawing stuff, so this box for one has to be drawn with the so now the draw rectangle should really be recalculated. Wait a minute. Oh my days. So you need to recalculate based on, so let's just do the min x, wait, max x equals the min x plus area size because we want to avoid all this subtraction here that we did here. And then your min y needs to be the max y, since it's bottom left origin, take away this. And that should be the background on that changing, right? Damn it. Right, so it's moving right, but it's not the right size. Well, it's not moving right, you can tell it's a little bit off. The y is the wrong way around. Sure. Standard, right? That plus that, we probably should have dims rect. Style. Right. So you gotta apply like thickness, horizontal, style, margin. It's padding and border width, something like that. Right. So now the Y is the wrong way around when you do the resizing. So when you do that sort of like resize button is pressed or whatever down here, what we actually need to do is negate the Y. So, oh, it's a little bit off still, damn it. Take away vertical. Right, missed the padding as well. Wait. What are we off by? We're off by some form of padding still. But we've done the border. Oh, it's border width times 2. Damn it. Take away. Right, we're back. So we can grab this. and it will resize with me. Oh yeah, that's cool. But so it shrinks that. The content's not moving though, so we need to sort that out. But also, before we carry on, should we just double check and make sure this actually makes any sense? Like, so we're doing rectangle cut. So it means we can take a rectangle, cut it up, and that's our and that's the thing that we draw in. That's the thing that we lay stuff out in, right? So do this rectangle cut thing, and we can then place controls down with these rectangles we've cut out. So when you have the resize button, it's as if you want to modify that cut, but then also have it affect the thing that you'd cut from to make sure you cut less, which seems like a very difficult problem. Yeah, I think like the resizable scroll area is great for like a text field sometimes, but you want it to. But it's mainly just for text field or something, and there's still like a max constraint on it. Yeah, I can't imagine a use case where we're going to need it yet. So I think, why don't we just not do it? Let's just remove that code, and then we'll just make the API more simple, I reckon. Yeah, it would just leave gaps basically, wouldn't it? It would just leave a gap. Because that's all it's going to do, is going to have a maximum allocated area, and you're just going to make it less and just leave. It's weird. Obviously, if you have panels and you want to sort of drag the size of a panel, that's a different thing, right? But yeah, we'll obviously cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, I think we'll drop that feature. It was before we waste any more time on it. But yeah, it was an interesting endeavor at least. I only did it because I done it in the past, and I was like, I made a resize button and it was great, but it's not really serving its purpose, or serving any purpose. Independent layers of rectangle layouts. Yeah, so you can go above. Yeah, so it's as if though what we want is like a I don't get what you're saying. So imagine if we had like a window, right? But then that would just be the window that you're resizing, isn't it? Right? That's all it is. Yeah. So that's fine. But we can sort that out when we get there. Right. So the one last thing then it was two things. You're allowed to select, see I'm hovered over this and it's allowed to be selected out here. Not good. Drag this slider outside the border. Not good. It's getting in the way of me being able to click here. Not good. So that's one issue. Then the other thing is we want to make sure that we can have a scroll area inside another scroll area. So we'll encompass all of this in here, and then that is it. So the first one is to do with the clicking of stuff. I think it even works for buttons as well. It's really weird. Yeah, it's everything. So there's a few. These are done differently. The logic for doing this is done differently than the buttons. So I have to change the code in a few places. So I think in widget start is the best place to start. So we check to see if something is focused. There's the update focus state, if it's focusable. So we get the rectangle. So I have my button. I should probably have it clipped against the clipping. So UI rec clipped rec equal UI overlap inner rec GUI dot widget info clip rec. So that's whatever the parent clip rec is, and then rec. So I think that should be what we want, at least for like buttons and things. So this, yeah, so this is no longer clickable outside the region, which is great. But we've got some custom. Oh, that still works, good. Right, it's not working there because it works based on the mouse focus thing. That's really good. So we click here then, that'll work. Whereas it didn't used to because of this thing. And what's great as well is it's pixel perfect clipping. Is it? Is it? No, it won't be. It won't be. It won't be. It's rectangle based. I lied. I got excited there. It's not. But that's fine. It's good enough. Yeah, almost. Why can't it just be that way? Because it have to be an SDF. Make everything an SDF. Oh yeah, no. SDF based clipping CPU side. Yeah. It's possible. I can't be bothered to work on it though, not gonna lie. Right, so let's grab these guys, put them in here, and then we'll I think we'll call that yeah, then that's everything basically done for the UI. I think we should then do some cleanup after that, make sure it's everything we need is looking, or everything is looking good, make sure the code's a little bit more readable, right? Maybe get rid of those ratios, ratio X, ratio Y's, those silly things. Right, so we're going to encompass a wider thing. Oh, this content size can now go, I think. Wait, no, the scroll view size, that thing can go. Let's get rid of that. One less parameter. Rightio, let's figure out all this stuff. What is this? Oh, I love it when it's less parameters. Beautiful, right, so let's bring them in. So we want to bring in the button as well, and the list. Here we go. So I'm going to make sure these rectangles are right. So it's the current rectangle. Well, that's LRect, damn it. Left. Okay, so got a scroll within a scroll. Hopefully that's right. Something's a bit. It's kind of okay, but something's a little weird. So you cut the left by 300. Do we overcut? Right, maybe we overcut. Should I make this like 2000 and see what happens? Yeah, so we overcut, that's the problem. Which is interesting. Right, a bit of a bug there. We shouldn't be able to overcut. Right, this thing's also huge now. but it's locking the scroll. I'm using the scroll wheel in here, and it's locking. It's not making this scroll, which is the desired behavior. So we're going to cut this to make it smaller, and just make the button. Cut bottom. So instead we'll do a cut top. Cut top LREC by about 400. And this will be a cut me from the bottom. I don't think I really need that one anymore. Well, I can have it still. Okay. Yeah. Right. That's interesting. This is all not rendering anymore. I don't know why. This button. Oh, because this used the L rectangle, not A. It should have used A for all the stuff in there. Good. Nice. Hey there, Kappa. How's it going? How's it going? Right, so able to scroll here now. This is within the scroll view. And if we hover in there, it scrolls, which is sweet. This is just a big button in the way. Good. Let's scroll over there. Nice. So I do want to be able to hold shift down and scroll across. Right, it's a nice little thing we want. So wheel. Looking for wheel. What the hell is this? Oh yeah. So if shift is held down, if OS key code, virtual keyboard, key code is pressed, OS key code shift. Well, we're looking for a mod, isn't it? Key mod. And OS key mod shift. Yes, if that's done, we swizzle it. So t amount.x. The end goal is to recreate the web. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yeah, no web. We're just getting the controls we need. Yeah. Hey, John Mega. How you doing? How you doing? It's been a while. How's the UK? How's England? Right, so hold shift down and scroll. It don't want to work. Seen a bot in here. Who needs HTML when we have Henry's format? Exactly. It's got to be done the Henry way. Otherwise, it's got to be done the Henry way. Or no way at all. But yeah, you know, that's kind of like the way web developers, or sorry, the industry is kind of going with from the DUIs. They sort of basically bring in a web browser now. So, yeah, that's not good, is it? Why can't I get it to be... Why is the scroll wheel working then? That's on the list. This is here. It should be a Boyne when I scroll. It should be a Boyne literally when I scroll. What is going on? This is both shifts. That's why I don't know what the key mod. It's a bit set. So it's got both shifts pressed down. It's not taking me to the page though. But yeah. Come on. Come on. Yeah. So we got a whole key. It's a bit like SDL really. You know, you get the key mod thing. That's proper good. Every time Omega you activate the bot, the trap card. So decided to make a big change in my engine. Since I already moved my way of deciding what allocating. Well, I'm gonna get something more nice up on the screen. Since I why can't I find where? Oh yeah, since I already moved away from deciding what allocating to the user to work via thread local storage, I'm going to do what I didn't initially want: additional memory overhead per allocation to store additional data, which is instead storing data along with the pointer, so that I'll be able to use Rust standard containers that are already really good. No, Jomega, don't become one of those sensible people that uses the standard containers. You need to write your own containers. So, are you going to use... So, are you basically saying you figured out how to do custom allocators without... Yeah, so what you're doing is you're overriding the global allocator, which then can look up and get the right allocator that you want. Is that what you're doing or something like that? Is that what you're saying? I didn't quite understand it. Right, got it. I know my Rust. I see. Fair play. Yeah, I see. Yeah, gotcha. That's unsafe, Joe Mega. Don't tell the Rust people you did it. They'll be on to you. Yeah, I gotcha. It's fine. I'll keep it a secret. Whenever any Rust person comes in, I'll keep it a secret. Don't worry. You can trust me. But yeah, I guess that's cool. Like yeah, you'd have to make a thread local, and you'd have to have some sort of like context thing to sort of like yeah. Thread local, sort of like context of where the current allocator, when you initialize the vector or whatever, it puts it in front of the memory allocation. Yeah, yeah, that can work. It's not really that bad, to be fair. What were we doing exactly? Yeah, was wondering why. Like, how the hell did this work? Oh, so what is changing the right, let's get that abort, right. What is changing this? Bar pressed. Seriously, it should be. Oh, did it not compile? That's why it wasn't compiling the whole time. Oops. Hold shift. Right. Um. X equal to Y, Y equal to T. Yay, I can hold shift and it goes horizontal. Yay. There's a bug on my desk. There's no longer a bug on my desk, right. Yay. Would you look at that? User interface. Completed it, mate. Exactly. Would you look at that? Beautiful. Chef's kiss. Alright. Technically, right, if you scroll to the top of this one, it should keep scrolling out of this one. In some UIs, they do that. I don't know if I can be bothered to do that, to be honest. Maybe it should be worth adding a notification to the build script when it fails. Oh, do like one of those, that's a good idea, because that's happened a couple times actually, hasn't it? Wait, you can do like one of those, message box things. Yeah, notify send, that's it. You can notify send and be like, ugh. Now I gotta do some bash stuff. I don't even know you do this thing. It's like if dash z. I don't even know. Oh, right. Bash. It's not even bash. There's POSIX. Ugh. Um. Oh. That ought to be good enough. Yeah. Who remembers the if syntax? Might as well do something like this. Oh, it showed up. Isn't that amazing? I never would have thought. Thank you. Okay, so now we can clean up the code. Gonna be amazing. Gonna be amazing. So I think in the next stream, so we're not finishing up just yet, we've got 50 minutes. Thursday is only like a 2-hour stream. So I might do a bit of a refactor and just make sure the engine is in the shape we need it for doing the 3D graphics R&D. I think that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So my main issue right now is UI, right? Is not the game UI, right? So what do I call the game? Where do I put the game UI? This is in some, it's not. It should be in a different level of abstraction, shouldn't it? Really. So what I could just call it game UI.c, right, and put it in there. But I think what I might want to do is, and this is graphics, but it's not. But really, it should be called game graphics. So what I might do, I'm thinking about it at least, is making all of this stuff and moving it into an engine folder, right? I know this is game without an engine, but there'll be an engine folder in there, right? and then all of the engine-y bits go in there, right? That's what I'm thinking about doing on Thursday. Yeah, so the engine appears, but yes, engine will go in there. And then that way it separates the game and engine stuff. Game is without an engine, I swear. I swear. But the what should I call it? I should call it like platform. Let's see. It's without engine, I swear. But yeah, just stick it in an engine folder and just get out of the way. Yep. It's the ultimate troll now. People are like, he said it's game without an engine, but he's just spent the first 47 streams making an engine, saying it's not an engine, and putting it in an engine folder. Yes, that is true. Right, I'm just going to quickly go and get another drink, and then we'll do one last sweep over the UI code and call it a day. Right, be right back. Without an engine means you build an engine yourself. Exactly. Well, yeah, that's the one way of looking at it. Give an engine with an engine folder. Yep. That would be the acronym for that. What happened there? Would be game without engine with engine folder. There we go. That's the new project. Right. Just gonna get that drink. BRB. Right, welcome back everybody. So if I create my own engine, does it mean it's not an engine? Bum bum bum. Yeah, I think that the idea is like it's a game for it's an engine for a game rather than a general engine. I think that's what we should say. Yes, cleaning up the UI interface code. So the thing I want to start on is the list view. I think I want to just double check this is everything because it's a bit long. Look how many parameters it is. 7 parameters. My max is usually 6 at most, but I like 5 as a general maximum. So there's a rectangle that gets passed in. That one gets mutated, but that's kind of in all of them, so it's not good if that's all in the same place. Sorry, it's not good if that's changed and not consistent. All of this stuff up to the last one, before the last one, this is all to do with the list view specifically. So maybe with the list view, because also as well when you read it, right? When you read it, you're seeing a lot of. This is fine. Oh yeah. What I'm thinking about doing basically is getting all these parameters, chucking them in a structure, and that way it'll be readable. The problem with it we have to set 2 fields, right? You have to set item height and items count. And then it has to be static and persistent. I could put these two in a structure, but then that's only 1 parameter less. This is the only one that needs to be static and persistent, whereas this one doesn't. This one is only a return parameter. But it's kind of nice knowing it is visible. But if it's not visible, we can just... So this could just be that. And then if it's not visible, it's just returns a range of 0, 0. Now that seems like a sensible upgrade, I reckon. Dun 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 dun. Alrighty-o. Is that at the end? Yeah. We just return this, else we just return core range U32 zeroed. Oof. Why do you use a GFX prefix? What does that stand for? Is it a library? It means graphics. Right, it's short for graphics. So we've got GPU, which is our GPU abstraction. So it's on top of Vulkan, right? But so it's basically our own OpenGL, but it's only for compute shaders. It literally just launches compute shaders, right? Launches a shader, XYZ groups, gets some push constants up there, go full ham. It's got some synchronization code. Yeah, or game effects. That's another way it could be this, right? That's very true. It's got a way to read back and upload stuff, create buffers and stuff like this. It's basically like our own OpenGL, but very minimal. Like 200 lines, 250 lines of header code, including comments, apparently. So it's super minimal. Then the GFX one is how do I render the game using that GPU layer, basically. Right, so GPU is like engine, OS is engine, UI is engine, whereas GFX is more game, right? So that's why I want to try and put them into subfolders, I think. My abstraction for APIs is a bit larger. Then again, I'm doing multiple APIs and all support. Yeah. Is a bit larger. Right, yeah. So you've got more of a render hardware interface as a library, and then on top of that, you've got your graphics API, which uses the render hardware interface thingy, right? And then you've got on top of that the game graphics, right? Am I correct by saying that? That's the way you do yours, I think. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, so it's done at the layer of the abstraction is done at that layer. Yeah. I think we kind of have that, but it's kind of like inside. We've got it. Our sort of our HI is this thing, right? This is it, and it's obviously got some structures. But yeah, it's kind of a bit mixed in as well at the same time. But yeah, this is kind of what you've got as a library. Yeah. Damn, Kate. You call it the RAL, render abstraction layer. The RAL is generic abstractions which loads DLL SO with the API specific implementation. Right, yep. Gotcha. So it's like an interface library. Shoot, how is this going to work with this scope thingy? Damn it. No, my scope thingy is possible. I've not even made it one less parameter. I've just moved it around. Damn it. It's implicitly defined. Ah, my life. Hey there, Ransel. How you doing? How's it going? Changing the APIs that you switching between Vulkan is a config file and restarting it. Fair enough. Yeah. I think there's a talk. I forgot what company did it. But there's a talk where some like big studio got DirectX and Vulkan running at the same time with their abstraction, and they could render half the screen with Vulkan, half the screen with DirectX 12, and it was complete ludicrous stuff like that. Obviously they did. Yeah, that is weird. Yeah, the level of abstraction they had was just too much. I don't know why. Yeah. Doing good at full concerts are creeping in. Oh, oh. Are you prepared? Um, creating two backends. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Yeah, what's interesting is if you could probably do a test to see how different the pixels are between APIs, where you render one side, where you render Vulkan and DirectX on half sides, and then each frame you swap. It does the other side, and you get it to render a still image. But then that would just be pointless, really, because you could just render one image and then a full other image and just do an image diff. So I don't know what I'm thinking about there. Yeah, I don't know what the purpose would be for that. They just did it anyway because they could. It was just It was some talk I watched. Yeah, it's just strange. I think it was a multi GPU talk. Yeah, something like that. It was a multi GPU, but they did it to the point where they could even open up the same device on a different API. Yeah, something like that. It was just super weird though. Damn it! I thought I made this thing better, then I realized it's worse. Or it's not worse, just well, it's definitely more inconsistent now. Um, you need a list end. Um, I don't know if this would be a good idea or not. So you'll do like core range, right? That'll be equal to that. Basically. No, that won't work. That won't work. Hmm. What else could we do to make this better then? I could put it all in a structure, right? But then you'd have extra persistent state, which probably doesn't matter. Because it'll just be set every frame. Yeah, let's do the structure idea. Then it's more readable, I guess. So let's undo this. So you have like a strut UI list. Um, state. So it's going to take all of. So you got the item range. That's returned back. You've got all of this stuff. List state, we'll call it. Um, so this is mutated. This one should be right. So this should be persistent between frames. Marker static or you know, or live in some dynamically allocated memory, something like that. So this one, so this is like returned from UI list. And then this one, these should be set. So this is an out parameter, out param, in parameter. This is in out. It's all right. It's better than what it was, I think. Let's see how it looks when we try and use it. So static list state. So you need to set list state dot item height. A little bit more readable in that sense, right? Which is cool. I like that. Items count. This thing. And then now that's just address of list state. The scope thing has got to change. Cool. So now these have to change a bit. It does get a bit long, not gonna lie. Where's the rectangle gone? Called A. Address of A. Cool. Right, let's take that for a spin. Just double check it. Compile error. No. Whoops. Okay, so all this stuff is a bit buggered. No biggie. Items count. Scroll Y mute. Whoops. That would just be list state scroll Y. This one here, list state. Right, it all compiles. So let's give that a go. So it still works here. It scrolls. That's persistent still. Yeah, still works the same. Cool. So, you know, it's made that less parameters. It's made it a bit easier to understand with this here. Yeah. It's made that a little bit longer though, not gonna lie. But yeah, we'll see how this ends up in practice. Always change it. So the other thing we wanted to look at in terms of the UI was probably the implementation of these guys. We should try and clean up the code to make sure it's a little bit more readable. Because the rest of it I think is fine. Whoops. Too many errors are emitting now. What is going on? Huh, weird. So let's see if there's any code that needs documenting. Anywhere to scroll through. Something that stands out as a bit. Right, widget start. Right, so we just say like, calculate this widget's ID hash. This one is like basically we're condensing it down. We're flatten widget state flags into a single widget state. I think the word might be, flatten or collapse is another one. So here, we set the draw rectangle. Set the draw rectangle to be the outer rectangle shrunk by the margin. The margin only. And then here we're going to shrink the rectangle by, the border and padding. This is taking a backup. Take a backup of the previous widget's info. And this is now sort of applying our rectangle to the clip rec. Good. So that's something that's needed documenting for a while, I guess. Drawing is pretty easy to read. Right, what does that mean? So here we're getting the height. So we're just calculating so we're just saying basically its height. Yeah. So we're resizing the image to be, yeah. So make the image the height. Yeah, so this is something where depending on the image it might want to be different, but for now I think it's fine. So it makes the image based on the height. Make the image sized based on the height adjusted by based on the height respecting the aspect ratio. Yeah, something like that. So that's then align it to the middle, pretty readable. This, quite unreadable, I guess. Just centering the text vertically. this is basically centering the center the box. Center the image and text. Center the box around the image and text. Then this is basically saying render the image. Right, so we'll have that in some other ones as well, I think. Right, so a lot of these are just copy paste, because that's a repeat. That's a repeat. Yep, good. Text draw. Fine. Square. That's drawing the check, right? Draw the check. Yeah, that's making it respect the aspect ratio again, isn't it? Based. Ooh, okay. Next one. This is another similar thing, actually. We're centering the image and the text, isn't it? Cool. We also did it for the radio button as well. Draw the check. Run the background. Cool. This needs the comment as well. There's another comment for that. Obviously, I could have made these into functions, but I think some of them are just a little bit more different. But yeah, it's fine. Where's the other comment that I was looking for? It's this one, isn't it? Goes up here. Very good. Right. This is the input code. Right, we didn't do the mouse cursor location when you click. If that becomes annoying, we'll do that. Right, what is this doing? If it's changed, is this drawing the carrot? Draw the carrot. Tasty. Yeah, I think that's all self-explanatory. It's just input code. Dealing with the inputs, sliders. So this code is, it centers the bar vertically. This simply works out the offset of the, calculate the offset based on, calculate offset x based on the value. Depending on, yeah, right. Depending on the type, it's obvious. This is saying, this deals with a mouse code, isn't it? I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You know, if grip is pressed, mouse X. What more could it be? Okay, this has gone to the point where my abstraction for descriptors creates compatible pipelines for the shader. Right. Are you using binding? Are you using the binding model or bindless? It sounds like you're using binding, is that right? Right, so made it to list. Pretty good. Um, so this is obviously drawing the background, right? Draw background. Okay. This is like the inner height. And you should really call this like the inner height, maybe. Items fit. Scroll max Y. Item height. List state. Max scroll Y. Yep. So this is currently focused guy. That's the mouse wheel controls. So just say like, you know, mouse wheel controls. This calculates the item range. This one calculates all the scroll bar stuff. For that ratio 2 thing, it's really silly. So this maps to the inner height from the content height, and then we apply it to the inner height anyway. You apply it to itself. Content to inner height ratio, something like that. And you apply it to itself again. Yeah, because that's the mapping. Ratio 2. For bindless, you still need to bind the bindless array. Right, gotcha. Yeah, I think the reason why is because it's actually called bind less. Right, you're binding less. I think that's rather than bindless. I think that's the way people, yeah, get around the silly name. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? See, ratio 2 then, what is that? Do you want to say like how much have I scrolled? The scroll ratio. What a name. But on the game and what's the game industry layout? Um, I don't know. Has there been any more lately? What's the most recent one? So the one that I knew about was the Fortnite one. Frontier development today, really. And there was another one with the Fall Guys lot. It was Epic basically, wasn't it? And there was another, and there was the Hyenas game by Creative Assembly that got cancelled. That's what I knew last. Yeah, so those ones are probably due to like those two specifically were probably obviously times are not the best right now. Mixed with they were very they're sort of like always online services, right? So they basically, in Epic's case, their company, from what I understand at least, the company was the teams were really big, but then obviously the cash that was coming in from Fortnite or whatever was less and less. So they basically scaled big, so they needed to just trim the fat basically. Um, yeah, or pay Sweeney less. But yeah, they just scaled really big is part of the problem and didn't keep up with the. Didn't unfortunately keep it going as well, from what I've heard at least. Um, so they had to scale those teams down, from what I'd heard. The one with Creative Assembly, that one's really bad. Like, I think they were trying to release like an online, always online game. A bit like Fortnite. I forgot what you call those games. And they basically nearly finished it. And the team probably made all this technology and everything from scratch. And it just got cancelled probably because they were working out they probably couldn't afford to keep the live service going. That's the name, live service. Um, or because the game that they saw was not good enough, maybe, mixed with that, like, or the perception of it in some polls, or I don't know. We don't know exactly, but this is what I've heard basically from other news folk. I don't know about it exactly. But I didn't know about the new one, Frontier Development. Let's take a look at these guys. Frontier Development. Developments. Layoffs, I guess. Oh, they make some race. Oh, the Formula One. Yeah, and as I was saying earlier, right, it's a challenging year. Like, if people don't have the budget, they just have to cut. Um, yeah, it's pretty scary stuff, to be fair. I like how the Vulkan tutorial uses extension that almost no GPU support. Which one is that, Ransel? Nah, debug utils. That's supported. No, I think that's supported. It's just the GPUs don't support it directly. What it's supported by? It's supported by the layer or something. It's a bit weird. The drivers don't support it, but it's a Vulkan layer. Yeah, debug utils. This one. So you want to be using this one, and no GPUs actually support it, but it support it. I forgot how it works, but it's something to do with like the I forget the exact. The implementation is done outside of the driver, I think. I forgot. Yeah, this is the one you want to be using, I think. Is it deprecated? No. Yeah, this is the extension you want to use, basically. Yeah, it's done with layers. But yeah, something like that. Yeah, don't worry, I've ran into the same thing, Ransel. I thought that as well. I was like, why don't no drivers support this? How come any devs have a budget? I work and I code. I don't know, it's tough. Like, you're, you've got, when you hire tons of people, you've got more expenses, right? That come with that. Teams have a lot more overhead than just an indie dev. Like, there's offices, there's travel, there's supplies, there's more expensive things than indies do, right? There's R&D, there's, you know, at large scales. So, um, right, I think that was a good rename. I'm liking what we've done there. So we just need to apply that rename to, right. So let's calculate the item range. Calculate the visible item range. Yeah, so the downside about the view, oh my days. The downside about the view is the scroll view is if you have a button here off the screen, it's going to still try and put the button there. Until you start the button, it'll check if it's visible, and then it won't bother doing anything inside it. So it'll skip that, but it'll still have to do this button. Whereas with the list view, you can have a list where it goes literally off the screen, right? And it won't attempt to even process this one. It will just say, hey, only do the ones which are sort of half visible or fully visible in the list view, right? So that's pretty cool. Right. So this like just sets up a bunch of scroll bar stuff. I think it's quite readable. Yeah, let's just skip all that. Right, so let's get the name for the scroll area stuff sorted out. So we call this ratio x, ratio y. So this one was called like inner area, sorry, content to inner area ratio. That's what we want. Better name. Cool. Then this ratio x, ratio y is scroll. Do we call it scroll ratio? What was it called again? Yeah, scroll ratio. Scroll ratio x. Okay, that's more readable. Then we did it call it like mouse wheel controls or whatever. Sweet. Right, I think that's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, IT infrastructure as well. It's another one. Yeah, but Stardew Valley, the guy who did Stardew Valley also lived off of it. Like, from what I understand at least, I could be wrong here, but didn't he like basically like his girlfriend or wife or whatever the status was had a job that and he basically like had probably had savings or something that he lived off of, but pretty sure that like he wasn't I'm pretty sure that she was paying for a lot of his stuff while he worked on that. And then he probably got a publisher deal. Like, so he did get quite. Yeah, he works on a very shoestring, not a big budget at all. But you can't ask big companies to work on that. Obviously, it's best to try and aim small as possible, small teams as possible. But what is going on here? Why is my X and Y's wrong? When did that happen? Shoot. There we go, fix that back. They're good, they're good. Look at that. Oh, UI is complete. Yeah, HR, legal, yep. Tons of reasons. Right. So for those who have access to the code, I'll be putting that up on the GitLab later. What else? Yeah, I think let's just plug my Twitter. There is also Discord if you come hang around. If you want to get access to the code, there's information down below about that. We'll next be streaming on Thursday. I think we're going to do a bit of a make sure that the project is structured in a good way for when we do this 3D graphics R&D, which is going to start on Sunday. So yeah, I'll probably just have a look at the code base, just do some cleanups, tidy ups, and make sure everything's prepared and in the right place. Right now my app is segfaulting. I have a list, the list append function, which produces a readable string of the required extensions. Yeah. Yes. Yep. That's because yeah. Yeah. That's because you're doing it as part of the array index, isn't it, Ransel? Yeah. But yeah. Right. I need to bust a move, so let's find someone to raid. Trade Nico again. Right. I'll see you all on Thursday or Sunday. Yeah, if you stuck around still and needed help, pop in Discord and I'll take a look. Sweet. Right, have a good tomorrow and I'll see you all Thursday in a bit. Bye bye.